Here we are in round 1. It seems I did get my submission in time. That's good news. This is borderline since we can't cast two of our spells. So it might be odd to say that my mana is good, but I think it actually is. Like we just have a ton of live draws to get our mana perfect, like with the Lone Larvas and the Pilgrim's Eye, or near perfect. And you know, the power, like we have some high power level removal, and we've got the discard, which I do like and seal a lot. This is a really bad hand if our opponent has a really nice curve, but you know, given that it's sealed, oh, there's that waste that I replaced the swamp for. I think that I looking back, I think it was the right thing to do. Probably should have played a swamp in case we draw another swamp and we want to grasp something. That was a bit of a mistake. But with the two Lone Larvas and the Pilgrim's Eye, I think like we had to make sure we had like just enough forests in the deck. Seven is it's still a little low. We have the Hollow Sediment as well. And then we'll stumble a little bit, but we rely on the larvas and the pilgrims to fix up our mana for the late game. So we'll go ahead and get our swamp, and well, now our mana is actually perfect. We don't care at all what lands, or almost not at all, what lands we draw from here on out. We've got the colorless source. We've got green. We are missing a second green for seed thingy, but I guess it takes quite a bit of work for perfect mana in the deck. Ooh. It's pretty solid here. He knows we have swamp coming. So I mean, my guess is he's going to take grip. My guess is he's not very happy since he does not have a fast start here. And all of these cards seem like they're going to be good. So he took Roiling Waters. Okay, I mean I guess that's the card that gives us the most card advantage. The grip's got to be pretty close there with a mirror pool. Maybe he didn't realize I have a swamp on top. This card's certainly enough of a threat that I think we just grasp it. We could Myers Mouse, but and I likely will next turn if we have no other plays. But I don't mind waiting until we can awaken. He doesn't know about the Myers Malice, so he probably is going to play with that in mind. Alright, that's a decent card for a game that goes long. Okay, well, he's playing a land. So Myers Malice taking 2 of his last 3 cards seems alright. Though if I draw something else, I might play something else. Nope. All right. Does mean like our board is limited to a 1/3. Would have been kind of nice to add a 3/3, but we get a pretty decent hit there. We can't be too upset. Getting a big creature and a Bone Splinter. The Bone Splinter is not super exciting. It gets better with a with a null color. He does get to feed his null color with a Canopy Gorger, but trading a 6/5 for a 2/2 is fine by us. So 3/4 does attack into our Loam Larva. Well, there's not. It doesn't attack into a channeler. The question for me here is whether we grip the Mirror Pool and the Null Color now. Null Color is still going to be good. The question is what's his last card? Does he have some giant bomb? But we're taking him off a land here as well. So if he has a 7-drop, it's going to be a while. Yeah, so I think we just grip here. Oops. Whoa, I almost targeted my own land. That would have been really unfortunate. I also don't want to let him Mirror Pool his Null Color. By playing out the channeler. So he knows about the island. We should play that one. Alright, and get to play the biggest creature on the board. So hopefully he doesn't go land crazy 6-drop. Bail off null. Alright, well, Summoner is going to hold back our attacks. But it doesn't really forward his ability to attack. Hey, and there's something that can get through. Alright. Yeah, it's a slow clock, but it's a clock. If we find another flyer, that's why we're blue. We've got quite a few flyers. Drawing our big 7-drop would also be pretty nice here. Hey, there's a flyer. At this point in the game, certainly don't mind not being able to search it. And now we've got a real clock. So if he is working towards a big ground guy, we still might be able to race that. Alright. Channeler to bounce our channeler off of. Ooh, yeah. That is bigger than a channeler. It's too bad we didn't have any awaken spells, did we? Did I miss one? Oh, we have Myers Malice. That's a pretty sweet combo. It's too bad we didn't make a land out of it. It's actually something we should have considered when we dropped it. Like I'm fine with our timing on it. We got good value out of it, and yeah, it was probably still better to just play it rather than play nothing at that point. But it definitely becomes closer when there's 2 Sylvan Advocates in our deck, right? It's not just one. that is big. Now, we should still be able to race it. That's big. And we do have to keep in mind that he can gain life when these things die. He doesn't get an attack this turn because he had to tap Channeler. Alright, more to gum up the ground here. For F6 value, I'm just going to play it pre-combat. So From Beyond, that's a sweet card. I guess the question is here is does he have like a World Breaker or something that he can fetch up? Well, we're definitely going to trade with the big 6/6 here and not let him gain the life. So we get a pretty easy block. I think we go like this. Now he could have a trick. It seems a little unlikely. You get a pretty easy block there. We can afford to take some damage. We're gonna double block here. Do I potentially want to triple? Yeah, it just plays around a +2/+2. Well, let's see. How bad is? I'm like throwing away the loam larva if he has the +2/+0 regenerate. Yeah, I think I'm well. Yeah, this does play around a +2/+2 though, so I think I'm gonna triple block it. Okay, that worked out. Yeah, well, yeah. We also get a really nice crack back here if we just swing out on the ground, leaving Loam Larva back. All right, so I think this definitely seems like a reasonable matchup for us. Like he's looks like he's leaning on big ground guys and is somewhat weak to the flyers. And I mean, this combination of cards, we've got some big things of our own on the ground. We've got the flyers, and we've got some solid removal. Yeah, I think we can leave the deck as green, blue, black. And there's a chance that he's gonna sideboard drastically, but I mean I don't. I think given that this was good against his game 1 deck, I don't see a reason to switch to white. So let's actually leave it as is. I'm looking through here. Maybe an unnatural endurance would be all right here. Make room for that, but I'm not sure what I would take out. All right. Sure. Yeah, it's borderline. We get to get the blue source. Yeah, no, especially on the draw here. Like we just need a 4th land, and we're pretty set for the time being. Oh, there's another 2-drop. That's nice. And there's the fourth land. And a colorless source. So actually we get to lead with the Slaughter Drone. It does threaten a bit more damage. If we hadn't drawn the land that turn, we would have to play the Larva. Oh, that card's good against our flyers. Ooh, that card's just good. So let's see. We are going to play the Lone Larva, though, this turn. Let's see if he wants to trade. I'd be pretty happy with this trade. He would not be. Unsurprisingly. Go ahead and get an island. Eventually we'll have to find an answer to the Netcaster Spider. I guess trading in an Avenger to make way for a Negator and our Harvester is not the end of the world either. Oh, we'll be discarding something. I think Translator goes, and then I'm not sure what. So Translator definitely. Am I willing to discard Advocate here? Definitely not Avenger, because we might have to trade that for his Spider. Then we choose between Negator and Harvester. Actually, Negator might be better if once the Spider's out of the way, it can just jump something else. So I think we'll ditch the Harvester, which does mean that if we whiff on lands, we won't have two flyers in a row. But the flyers don't even get in. Like the two flyers in a row don't even get in. And there's a land. So first we'll swing with the drone. I assume it's getting in. He's had enough life that he doesn't want to trade his flying defense here, I'm sure. If we draw a land next turn, we get to empty our hand. That's kind of nice. Man, the Bladed Lands got so much better with colorless requirements. There's still times you want to play Waste, like when you can fetch them with things like Lone Larva and Pilgrim's Eye and Evolving Wilds. Ooh. Gets rid of our drone. Alright. Yeah. I don't think we want to wait around here. We're 2 lands away. And Advocate doesn't forward our board yet. We're likely getting 2 cards here. If he has a land, he definitely ditches it now that he has Woodland. Oh, yeah, Crumbling Vestige. And a Mirror Pool. Well, getting Mirror Pool is not the worst. His last card could be something like a 6/5, but all right. That's going to be the biggest thing for a little bit here. All right, well, there's our land, so we get to play both our things. But our hand is empty. Now, we're going to get a nice attack next turn with the Avenger. And if we draw a land, the Advocate becomes the biggest thing on the board, which is nice. There we go. I don't think we're attacking. Well, yeah, you know what? I don't mind trading Advocate for the Spider here. He gets a choice of Advocate or Avenger. Now, he could still have a real card in his hand, but I think there's also chances it was a third land when we made him discard Malice, because, well, no, it's not likely a third land because he discarded Mirror Pool. Oh, he's just blighting, so it could be his 7-drop here, his Cavalry maybe. But this Cavalry he may not block, because his blocks become a whole lot better next turn. No, he's going to make the trade. So, well, I mean, I guess he may have another answer for a flyer here, because now Negator can give Advocate flying. Like, this is a 2-turn clock we've got going here. He also could just be hoping to draw one. Because I guess if he blocked Advocate, it was still a 2-turn clock. We would have had Negator jumping the Larva plus our 3/3 flyer. Birthing Hulk. All right. Well, it is a big 7-drop, but he's gonna need something else, because it's just not gonna be able to race our flyers here. If he can deal with Negator, though, next turn, we're now going to be quite behind, especially whiffing on our draw there. But I'm pretty sure it's going to have to come off the top. Do I jump? Probably not. Well, we're going for it. I guess he knows it. At that point, he passed the turn. he could have waited to make sure we were going for it, but there's no way in hell we're not going for it. There's no reason to stay back. Right? Staying back doesn't do anything. So that's round 1. I'll see you round 2.